Today on the Dirt Bike Track, we learned that if you're trying to get out of a speeding ticket, just pray to whatever god you believe in that a cyborg anglerfish shows up and blows up any evidence that could pin you to the traffic infraction. And on the subject of fractions, I'm one half of this podcast.
I'm the other half.
And we're mostly speaking Spider-Man.
And I'm the third half, an unknown force that's been added to the equation.
Oh, no.
Scientists don't understand it. The common man is baffled.
The podcast is busting at the seams. It's just spilling over. It's oozing out as I say. Oh, it's as if the podcast has eaten too much. It's like in the movie Seven, that man who represents gluttony just being fed and fed until he explodes. Or maybe that was an episode of NCIS Las Vegas? I don't know. It's one of those shows. I know the gluttony happened. I know lust happened. And that's not a good representation of lust. Like, hey, I'm gonna get you with like a nail dildo or something, whatever happened there. No, it should be like, hey, I'm gonna just massage your prostate until you just faint. And you faint onto a bed of nails and then that impales you. So at least you don't feel the pain. You've been brought to ecstasy. And that's the way to go, guys. Like I said, my name's James, and that's how I want to go. Ecstasy. Put some E, some MDMA, some Molly in my mouth, jack me off down south, and then throw me on a bed of nails. Speaking of someone tougher than nails, it's the woman moved by siblings seeking revenge for their brother. It's the Bricks, the Jakis, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
You had some story you wanted to talk about?
Oh, I did. I thought it would be funny to bring up how apparently there's a trend of people wearing blue bracelets because of the election or something. And I'm over here buying a bunch of knives.
Uh-huh. Because of the election or because you want better cutting knives?
So they look like a key, but it actually is a knife.
Oh, okay. They're a self-defense knife.
Yeah, allegedly.
Because when you said you bought a bunch of knives, I'm like, Nicole, you've been making a string of bad financial decisions. We don't need new knives. These cut fine.
No, I bought one for myself.
Uh-huh.
I bought one for each of my cousins for Christmas. And I bought one for my new friend, Kaz.
All right. You're doing God's work, Nicole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
AKA helping people put bodies in the ground.
Yeah.
Because that's God's work. That's all God's trying to do is get you to the grave so he can judge you.
Whoa, dude.
Every day you wake up alive is a middle finger to God, okay? Say, fuck you, God, as your eyes crescent. The crust from the Sandman peels.
Be alive out of spite, guys.
I know how to smite. Because it's as if you are doing a humanly smite to God. Usually God smites me down.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Someday we're bringing you down, God. You're going in the grave next.
Whoa, dude.
Hail Satan, fuckers. And speaking of Satan, this person's on fire more than Satan because they blaze and toke it up on the daily. Okay, I think they're stoned today, especially when they said, whoops, I had a mistake of when the pizza's supposed to come.
Hey, I can explain the pizza mishap, and it's not what you're making it sound like. It's not. It's a real thing that happened. First of all, introduce me, James.
You know her from the on hiatus formulaic podcast and script writing as well as the Rom Complex, a wonderful podcast all about everything rom-com related, and sometimes movies that might not be rom-coms, but one of the guests sure claims them to be. It's twitch.tv/R2Shelby2. It's Shelby.
It's Shelby. Hello. Okay, so the pizza adventure began, I'd say, at least over 2 hours ago. And at that point, a pizza order was placed. And then the restaurant called and canceled it because they didn't have delivery drivers until after a certain time.
Okay.
So that was discouraging. The next pizza order took some time. And when we decided on a place, we found that that place is no longer in our neighborhood.
Boo.
It was very sad. So then we had to order this last place, still an hour out from record. Ordered this last place. Somehow we ordered it from the farther away location.
Wowzers.
So it got like an extra delivery fee, but the pizza came, as you noticed, right when we were starting to record. And now the pizza is here waiting for me. I am very much looking forward to it, but I can savor that later. Right now, I'm going to savor this lovely conversation with my friends, James and Nicole.
Then we're going to do this rom-com style. We're going to get you out here in under 55 minutes.
Ooh, baby, you know I love that.
Yeah, we'll see.
You've been on a Spider-Man episode before, right?
Yes, I have.
So we don't need to ask you, hey, what's this web slinger all about?
I've heard of them.
Okay. Anything new since we last talked? Have you gotten into Spider-Man more?
Have I gotten into Spider-Man more? What an interesting question. I don't think I have seen, well, you know what I did do? They had Spider-Man 2 come back in theaters for like an anniversary screening. I went and saw that.
Aw,
Full
yeah.
theater. A bunch of, the real heads watching Spider-Man 2. It actually rocked.
A bunch of 30-somethings
Yeah.
who grew up on that movie. I got to rewatch
Exactly.
those.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still think fondly of Spider-Man.
Nicole, since Shelby was last on, how have you been on Spider-Man?
How have
Catch
I
me up.
been on Spider-Man?
Yeah.
We watched Venom.
Yeah? We got to watch the second one. I think this should be
Okay.
our double feature Tuesday. Venom 2 and Jawbreaker.
Okay.
Yeah. Shelby, have you seen Jawbreaker?
No, I have not.
Dude, get ready to be horned up because,
Okay.
like,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
that movie, whenever I would watch it as a teen, I'd be like, oh, no one can be, like, just something about the feel of that movie is just nothing but sex.
I'll keep that in mind as I go into it and watch it through that lens in honor of you.
It might be the first movie that I saw that had like a sapphic gaze to it, opposed to just like the male gaze.
Okay.
Because it doesn't feel like a man is dripping sweat into these shots, at least from what I remember. Like, it feels like someone's
I love
directing
that
this.
description.
That's like, oh, like ladies should be worshipped, not like objectified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be worshipped like a holy object.
Yeah. No.
Not objectified like a dirty object.
No. Like a holy deity. It goes Satan then women, okay?
Okay.
And guess what? Satan's a lady to me. Aye. Satan with his big tits and fat pussy. Gimme.
Yeah, Satan defies a lot of, what we comprehend as gender in our very limited mindsets.
Fat tits, fatter
Yeah.
pussy.
Much like a beautiful policewoman.
Oh my God. There's a maybe I can find it in this stack. Hold on real quick.
You just are like pulling out so many things. And what stack?
James has reached into one of the columns in his room. Oh my God. Someone entered your recording studio.
It was Henry. Henry, do not jump up on my lap.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I wish we filmed. I wish we recorded video. Henry comes over to my corner. I say, do not do that. And then he just turns around and leaves.
Immediately leaves.
So I pulled this review from Letterboxd from our Resident Evil 2 episode of Death to Squids. Everyone listen to that. It's Jose and I getting rip-roaring high and discussing sci-fi action movies. We're on Resident Evil now. Next up will be Highlander. But this is 3.5 stars. It relates to today's episode, watched by Emily Rugburn from 2021. They simply state, Jill Valentine, throw your pig bag in the trash so I can let you peg me with a clear conscience challenge. Because, yeah, today we are discussing episode 30 of Spider-Man Toei style entitled, You Can Do It, Beautiful Policewoman.
Let's go.
It's like, you can do it. You know that guy?
Yeah. I really appreciate you bringing me on for this episode in particular. You know how I feel about beautiful women.
Uh-huh.
And watching television.
You hate both of it. Both of them.
Yeah.
You do. You hate beautiful women and television.
Yeah.
Like when you had a Tinder profile, you were like double middle fingers to women. Oh, but women
Right.
took that a little differently. They're like, yes, dom me, mommy.
I
Yeah.
thought you were
Oh my
like
gosh.
fingering.
Oh, yeah, that
Not
too.
doming.
Yeah, Nicole, have you ever been fingered with a middle finger?
You tell me.
There's some violence behind there.
I don't fucking know.
You haven't, okay?
So I'm not looking down there.
Because I respect women. No, Nicole's like, is everything okay down there?
Yeah.
When she goes to the gynecologist. A gynecologist has probably been like, fuck, I'm just not having a good day. That is like a power play to like use your middle finger. Because it's like, yeah, fuck you, you stupid ass.
I don't think that
literally
they're
to
really
their
thinking
ass.
that, and I don't want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
When I've gotten a prostate exam and they're like, fuck you.
Well, that's horrible, and I wish that didn't happen to you.
I would beg to differ. It was not horrible. But what were we talking about? Under 55.
Beautiful
The Spider-Man
woman.
episode.
Yeah, we saw previously on, I thought this was a frog monster, so that's why I was like, oh, R2's got to get in on this.
It's a fish.
I'll take an anglerfish. I mean, it looks amphibian-like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a fish who can walk on the water, that's amphibian.
That's an amphibian, baby.
Uh-huh. Nicole, thoughts on amphibian beings?
I think it's cute.
Awesome.
Would you rather a frog with human-like skin or a frog with scales?
Scales.
Scales.
Oh, I
gosh.
want human-like, like a little. Yeah, you want to
with
know?
like little hairs growing
Yeah.
out of its back.
Yeah, why
That's
not?
disgusting. It looked like a thumb.
But think of it this
A
way:
toe.
the head, full head of hair,
Okay, now you won me back.
and you better believe they got a landing strip.
No.
They
No.
manscape, frogscape.
I thought you were going to say
No.
a dick.
No, a landing strip towards whatever they
Right.
got down there.
Whatever, the cloaca.
Cloaca or something.
Well, no, they'd have 2 holes now.
They
Yeah.
get the human skin gives them another hole.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
And in some cases, 3 holes.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what podcasting with you was like.
And you miss it so.
I do. This is wonderful.
How's writing going without me?
I was gonna say fantastic until you hit me with that tone at the end.
No, I'd be.
And
Hey,
I'm like, is he gonna take that the wrong way? Oh, it's going fantastic without you.
yeah, which is good. But what you should say is going fantastic. However, whenever I write, you're always with me.
It's true. You are always with me. I'm usually sitting at my computer where I am right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm messaging you saying, "What the fuck is Emily in Paris?"
You really don't understand, and that makes me laugh because you've edited so many episodes.
Yeah. I'm like, for a movie you guys talk about, besides, there was one that I don't remember, and then that one with Sarah Michelle Gellar that I'm like, I need to watch this, but I don't understand what they're talking about. All the movies, I'm like, yeah, I understand what's going on. I've, like, at least a full season of Emily in Paris I've edited. I don't know any of the characters besides Emily. I think Emily had 5 boyfriends this season. And I don't know anyone who's her friend, because when they're her friend, they'll also end up being her worst enemy, maybe. All I do know is she doesn't know a lick of French.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. You know as much as the writers of the show know.
Wowzers. And the fact that they were leading up to some, the song competition, what's it called?
Eurovision, yeah.
And then they just were like, oh, we can't afford to film a Eurovision type scene. We're just not going to do it.
We're just not going to do it. Which is funny because they did like a whole fashion ballet at one point, and I don't know.
Wild.
Wild.
Emily in Paris, or maybe she's in Italia next season.
We don't know. We don't know. Left us on a cliffhanger. Nicole, have you ever seen Emily in Paris?
No, and I really need to get the RSS link for the Patreon Rom Complex.
Oh yeah, it should be in there. I think you can listen on Spotify now too.
I have, what the fuck is it? Podcast Addict?
Yeah, which you just need to get your link.
Yeah.
And you're fine. You'll be good.
I don't know how, so James needs to do
Yeah, you could probably just look Patreon Rom Complex, and the first email that gets sent out should include your RSS link.
Okay.
So yeah,
Can I just grab it for you too? I'm happy to do that.
But that's a separate RSS link that you have.
Got it.
That's an all access. So if Nicole ends up like leaving the Patreon, she'd still have access, and you'd be pissed about that because you're a capitalist scum.
I'm not. I wouldn't really be pissed about that.
I know, and you're not a capitalist scum.
I think Nicole's earned it. I think Nicole's earned our...
Unless she's paying that $10, she ain't earning shit.
Wow.
So today, we are discussing episode 30 of Spider-Man entitled, You Can Do It, Beautiful Policewoman. Quick rundown. Takuya sees some Iron Cross army, so he starts chasing after him in street clothes. Policewoman shows up. He gets thrown in a river by a very brazen child in a Power Wheels. And then he's in jail. He gets kicked out by an exploding bomb by an anglerfish. And now he's trying to figure out what's going on with the police as well. And it's the anglerfish. They're trying to bug him for some Cobalt X. And that's the episode.
Wow. You went through the whole thing. That was it. I love how they have like a couple low speed chases in this right off the bat, which I feel like LA people are known for really enjoying a high speed chase. So I think you subconsciously knew that about this episode and brought me in to discuss it.
I mean, when I think of you, I don't think LA. I think Jersey, dude.
Okay. That's not. I mean, it's good to know what people think about me, I guess.
It goes Jersey, capitalist scum, Floridian, lover of rom-coms, LA.
Honestly,
I mean, I might put it a different order, but that is chronological, probably.
Okay, hell yeah. Oh, because in Jersey, that's when you become capitalist scum.
Hey, we're all born into it, indoctrinated into it.
Oh,
we just gotta break ourselves free.
I'm staying shackled. Shackled in those green stacks, baby.
Yeah, call them shackled roan.
Or I'm shackled in a bunch of Apple Watches, you know?
Shackled.
Yes, I'm shackled?
Shackled roan, yeah.
Yes, I heard.
Just completely like... Yeah.
Shackled Rome.
Does not even sound like shackled anymore.
Yeah, you're just saying her name now.
That's the beauty of language, Nicole.
Yeah.
You can do anything with it.
Ooh.
Nicole, what's the most beautiful language, or what's the most beautiful word to you?
When you say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's what the word is. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's how it's right.
No.
Oh my God. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, but you're getting there. Like you're fixing parts of it.
I know Nicole's not making fun of me. She just thinks it's cute.
Yeah.
But
It is, yeah.
like, it is a dumb made up word. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's no reason to have to be able to say it. You're not starring in a production of whatever Mary Poppins.
Oh.
Like, you're good.
R2, you didn't hear?
James, no.
Yeah.
The theater got you too.
Uh-huh. I'm a theater kid now.
All my friends dropping like flies to the theater.
When you're hanging out with me with your own friends and I come around, you'll be embarrassed of me.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's... he's on Broadway.
But then I show up with my knife.
Oh, yeah.
She's welcome to hang out with us.
I say, hey, the 3 things I love. My spouse, Satan, treading the boards.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great Shakespearean actor, James.
Uh-huh. To be or not to be, I'm making a fool of Sean right now. Because he loves that Shakespeare guy.
Oh, yeah, that's his thing.
It actually is.
Yeah, he's into it.
I think-
I'm not... Do I sound like I'm doing a bit? Like, yeah.
I think he's... First and foremost, polyamorous. Second, treading the boards. Third, wrestling.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Any states in there that you want to throw in?
I'm
or-
not specific states, but specific neighborhoods within blue-collar towns.
Sure.
Namely, Kaisertown of Buffalo, New York. He loves that place, you know?
Yeah.
He should get it tattooed on his ass.
Why there?
So when he moons those, like, the corporate overlords, they know
Oh,
where
of course.
he's from the blue collar.
Right. Of course, the corporate overlords. Yeah. You gotta moon them.
He's so blue collar, he can quote every single line from the blue collar comedy tour. That's not a lie.
There's your sign.
You might be covered in moles if you're a redneck nipple bitten off by a raccoon tater salad. That's all of them.
That's all of them.
Deal with
That
it
was
also.
the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog of blue collar comedy tour.
Get her done.
Yeah, you forgot.
Who?
That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny.
Who's
Oh
that?
yeah,
Larry the Cable Guy.
Larry the Cable Guy said that.
Oh no, the covered in moles is
Oh,
him.
that's him. Okay.
I
Never
got me a sister covered in moles. We call her Holy Moly.
Okay.
That's one of his things. And get her done. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Mainer.
I was never into Larry the Cable Guy. I'm too much of an intellectual.
Wow. So intellectual.
Can't abide such silly humor.
So mindful, so demure.
Wait,
Right.
I thought you were into Himbo, so you should be totes into Larry.
What do you think a himbo is?
Like
What do you think that is?
a man
They
who
can't just be dumb. They also have to be hot and nice.
a man who personifies Disney's Dumbo.
No, that's a Dumbo.
Oh. But it's a man, so it's a himbo.
No.
No.
You're
All right.
thinking manbo.
What's a manbo?
That's a man Dumbo.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Guys, beep, 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 beep. This just in. Larry the Cable Guy, certified manbo.
Certified manbo.
Why not just dumb man?
Well, that doesn't roll off the tongue, and that just sounds like an insult to someone.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue the way manbo does.
Yeah, manbo.
Sorry.
Because also the thing with like calling someone a himbo, you're saying like, oh, they're attractive but dumb. Someone
Yeah.
calling like you have the childlike innocence and wonderment of the world of Dumbo, but you're a man. Like, those are compliments, but calling someone just a dumb man, who are you, second wave feminism?
Yeah.
Let's be clear. My intention is not, nor has it ever been, to compliment Larry the Cable Guy.
What? You don't like him as Maynard?
I did not say that. I simply said not delivering compliments to the man.
He loves the arts, though. He donates a lot to
That's wonderful.
to schools, and he that's the way he get her done.
That's the way he does it. Backwards.
That's not how he does it.
That's the way he does it.
That's the way he get her done.
It's the way he gets it done.
Yeah.
Guys, we got to talk about this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we gotta...
lead us.
Yeah, do your job.
So, speaking of
You dumb
himbos,
man.
this actually, Nicole. I named the episode that, but they'd probably flag us for hate speech.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to impress Shelby because I think she's really cool.
Okay.
You don't have to. I already think you're really cool.
Yeah. Why not impress me? Huh?
She's like, I got James on lock. Like,
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
we're enmeshed at this point.
Yeah, we're just one person.
Oh, you wish. Because then your body wouldn't hurt as much.
Oh, yeah.
Because my body doesn't hurt that much.
Yeah.
I got like something wrong with my hip, I think. I got to get it checked out. From all those squats I'm doing, getting my legs bigger than Nicole's head.
Maybe it's your form.
Yeah, maybe you could just rest, like stop squatting for a little bit and see if it gets better.
Well, I do it 3 every other day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's it. So I got 2 days to rest. I think I need to ice it. Or maybe the cartilage is just bad. I'll start injecting cartilage into my leg area.
Uh-huh.
I'll
You know
figure it
what's
out.
bad? Pickpockets.
Yes, guys. So, speaking of himbos, we begin the episode outside of the police station in their local area where Hitomi and Takuya are coming out. And Hitomi's like, oh man, that money is mine that we just returned if no one claims it within 14 days. And then Takuya's like, well, hey, I should get some of the credit. Like, I'm the one who found the wallet. And she goes, but I'm the one who picked it up. And he goes, huh? You wanna know? Yeah, you're right. That checks out. Math adds up. He's a little himbo.
Yeah, I won't deny that. I mean,
Yeah.
he is hot, kind, and kind of dumb.
Uh-huh.
Spider-Man, this Toei Spider-Man.
Except he plays up the dumbness so
Oh,
people
yeah.
don't think he's Spider-Man.
It's funny because you like sped through the episode description earlier, and I thought that was it. That was us
No.
covering the episode. I was like, wow, they changed the format.
No, so people used to be like, you're not explaining the episode, so I try to give like a synopsis before we go note by note.
Oh, like listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe some guests.
You know, true.
So then Takuya is like, hey, see ya, Hitomi. Peace out. She's got some appointment. And he's going along on his little moped, but it's a dirt bike. And he sees some people just up on a light pole. And he's like, what's going on? And then he's like, oh, these are probably, let me get out my little gadget to see if I can see if they're Iron Cross Army. And they are. They jump down. And Takuya's mistake is helping other people as Takuya. Everyone just wants to put him down. And what happens is he's going, and then this police woman behind him is like, meenu, meenu, meenu. And she's on the little intercom saying, hey, you fella, you better get off that bike already. And he's like, I'm trying to get the Iron Cross Army. Listen to me. That, as you said, a slow pursuit throughout this little neighborhood, which you can't do a hot pursuit over here because they're little streets.
Yeah, it'd be too dangerous.
Yeah.
The criminals know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Criminals are smart lots, okay? I don't care what Batman says.
I don't know why he didn't take this as like an opportunity to just like lead them to the Iron Cross Army.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't really know where their base is, though.
Okay.
It's kind of always switching around. And the base that they do have that we see Professor Monster in is the ship that crash landed there thousands of years ago, and it is buried underneath the ground.
Got it.
And I believe it's not until the last episode that Spider-Man goes to that base.
Got it.
Gotta have something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. So he goes against his perceived personality and gets in trouble for it. Have you guys ever gone against your perceived personality, trying to be like, you want to know what? I'm going to go out of my comfort zone, and it just gets you in trouble, either literally or figuratively? Like, hey, you want to know what? I never go to the drive-thru and order my own food. I'm going to go do that. And then you just like make a mess of yourself and you're like, wow, this is the worst meal I ever had. They made fun of me over the intercom, this, that.
When, recently drove a U-Haul truck to Michigan.
Yeah.
Which was like fun, but like cost just so much money.
Yeah. And your perceived perception is someone who doesn't drive.
Someone who just doesn't drive ever and doesn't make insane decisions.
I feel like the only times I'm ever in a situation where it's like, all right, we're going to try this out, and then it just fails drastically is like when we table places. Because that's the only time I go out of my comfort zone is in situations like that. And then it just is a snowball effect of like, wow, this was a waste of a day.
Which but I take full responsibility.
Oh, yeah.
for.
And I'm also not like upset with you. I'm upset with all the other people around it.
Yeah. The circumstance.
Yeah.
I'm mad at the dirt.
That does make me think of one time when I got a parking ticket and I was mad, so I slammed my hand on my steering wheel, which is not I'm not an angry person. I don't really show anger that way. And as soon as I did it, I was like, yeah, this isn't No, it didn't. I don't feel better. In fact, my hand kind of hurts. I didn't like it.
Were you like, ooh, that's the smarts, ooh.
Yeah. I was like, owie, ooh, ow.
Yeah, I can't really think of any. I should have really sat down and thought about it for myself, but I rarely go against type because of all the problems I have, like my stomach issues, my back problem from early childhood. I'm just I can't be spontaneous because it could just fuck up my next couple days.
Sure.
One of the most spontaneous things I ever did, though, was just out of a whim go to Six Flags with you that first time.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I'm being spontaneous.
That's fun.
Because in my previous relationship, I was not spontaneous. So I was like, you want to know what? I need to go out of my comfort zone a little bit and do that.
Yeah, try it out.
And it was fun. When you said, hey, we're going to my cousin's house, I thought we were going to an apartment in Chicago. So I was like, oh yeah, we're going to be crammed in there. But then it's just this huge, beautiful home.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, it's an old cousin, not a 24-year-old.
Right, yeah.
You got to get them old cousins, guys.
Yeah.
And pray to God they don't sell drugs,
Cousins age like a fine wine.
Unless they sell drugs.
Right.
Because that's my old cousin experience.
Unless they get shot by the Iron Cross Army.
Oh, no, because that's what all this police officers doing,
Yeah.
I do want to go back during this high-speed chase. Takuya goes and he's about to go off this edge, but then he sees this kid just come out of nowhere in what I would call a power wheel. And he swerves out of the way, ends up in one of those little river lakes that you see in a lot of Japanese media, like in Dog on Logmon, Nicole, from Beyblade. Yeah, this kid just pops out of nowhere. If he had killed Spider-Man, that kid would have to deal with knowing he allowed the Iron Cross Army to rise to power.
Yeah.
The kid would just ride on, not thinking about it. The kid never knows that he was the reason this all came to be.
Takuya could have just smacked his head on a bunch of cement and just blistered his whole head wide open.
I mean, that could happen to any of us any day.
You better believe God's hoping and praying it happens.
That God is wishing for it. We have to make sure it doesn't happen. That kid was one of God's angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to kill Spider-Man.
So then he's all wet and he sees Hitomi and his sister. And then he's like, oh, hey, thanks, guys. And then the policewoman shows up and is like, I'm putting you under arrest. And he's like, no. And he just like whips this lady like over his shoulder. And she's like,
no, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. As he should resist, fellas. Because then she's like, and now I'm going to get you for a resisting arrest. And his sister and Hitomi see this happen. But they love due process so much that they are outside the police station as the committee for the release of Takuya. And they said he may be a shitty brother, but he deserves due process just like us all.
They don't love due process that much because the beautiful cop woman comes up and is like, you need a permit for this.
Which I think you don't.
I don't know Japanese laws.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. If you need a permit to petition or to protest, that's fascism, guys.
I mean, sometimes you do need permits for public gatherings in certain areas.
It's just a gathering of two. That's not a gathering. That's just two people loitering. Now, if they said a no loitering in front of the police station, that my hands are tied.
Yeah.
R2, look up. You are a teacher. You should be able to learn this real quick.
Look it up. You want me to Google Japanese laws about petitioning?
Please don't, though.
James, I'm not going to. You'd have to edit out so much mouse clicking.
Clicka, clicka, clicka.
Yeah.
When editing the Rom Complex, I know if I hear some clicky, 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 someone's going to say, oh, yeah, they were in this movie, too. Do you want me to leave the clicky clickies in, or do you want those out?
No. Okay. Yeah, you can take them out.
All right. Good.
Whatever.
I am.
Yeah. Keep doing what you're doing. I wouldn't tell you how to do your job.
I mean, unless I'm doing something bad.
I don't know.
I hope
great.
you are. Okay. Back at you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Now that I turned down my mic, yeah.
And change into this new mic. The other one, too far away, too echoey.
The thing is, it was like not far away. It's just, it was so sensitive.
Okay.
That I couldn't, yeah. Anyway, this is actually an old mic.
That new mic must have been one of those millennial mics, am I right? Too sensitive.
That's right. Snowflake mic.
Uh-huh. God. Just a would melt those fuckers.
Right.
They
even have those snowball Yeti.
Uh-huh. A Yeti snowball is just a collection of snowflakes.
Exactly.
That's what I call a Starbucks, babe.
I don't know what that means.
Because that's where like a bunch of like millennials go and write their screenplays.
Oh, okay.
A collection of snowflakes is a snowball, and that's what I call Starbucks, babe.
Okay.
I see. Thank you for walking us along to that place, because I wasn't gonna get there on my own. I'm trying to think of a band that's really popular with millennials, but is also kind of like whiny.
Green Day.
Green Day.
No, Green Day's Gen Z.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Green
not.
Day is not Gen Z.
Well, Green Day themselves is Gen Z.
No, they're not.
No, they're
What?
not.
What do you mean Gen X?
Gen X, sorry. Yes,
Okay.
Gen X.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I see that, but I think if you go to a Green Day concert, I think you're going to see mostly millennials there.
That's what I call a Green Day concert, babe.
I don't think they're whiny, though. Maybe in their vocal quality.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they're a whiny band. Like, they're a political band.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my character would consider them a whiny band.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, we got it.
If you think we're all idiots, why don't you leave, babe? Because they called American idiots.
Yeah.
Right.
We got it. We just didn't laugh.
I love how this character calls everyone babe, like Snagglepuss.
No, I'm calling all you pigs, babe. I'm talking like that, babe. Last I checked, all the babes are in the big city, okay? And all the hardworking Americans are outside of the big cities, okay?
Okay. And?
Also, a snowball is what I call it when my wife transfers my seed into my own mouth, babe.
Oh my god. No. What's next in the episode?
You know where it maybe doesn't snow this episode?
Yeah.
That's right.
So the anglerfish is getting away. He blew up. The Takuya goes to jail. This dude's like waiting, looking out the window. The window
His
explodes.
jailmate, yeah.
Yes. And then he hops out. Then Takuya's like, I got to figure out what's going on here. So he hops out too.
No, Takuya fucking is like, oh, this guy escaped.
Yeah, he rats him out.
And I
He's
was
like,
like-
this guy's getting away.
Wow.
Escaped convict, so everyone goes after him.
Oh, I thought Takuya also went after him.
Yeah,
No.
he does, but
Does
he's
he?
like,
okay.
Yeah.
he leaves.
Yeah.
He's like, deuces.
Yeah, and he maybe calls like a spider-mobile or something.
Yeah, GP7.
That's right.
General Purpose 7.
Right. Okay, yeah, it all makes sense because he goes out and he's like chasing them. I don't remember what happens right after that. But then the lady cop gets in trouble because everyone gets away.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because the anglerfish is able to change how people look. And he changes the car into a police car and changes himself into a police officer. And the graphic they used to show the car just fading from one car to another, the wheels are not moving. Nothing.
I was so distracted by that, James, that I did not realize the car changed.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. So I'm glad it wasn't just me.
Well, it's a good thing I watched this episode 3 times in total. So, yeah, that's what happens. What they could have done is just like had him like go through a puff of smoke and do a cut where the car is normal. Then on the outside, it is then a police car and you see the like pickpocket in there. Oh, the guy was a pickpocket. That's why you brought up pickpockets earlier. And they are getting him because he'll be able to, it's very convoluted. Is it as convoluted as Sailor Moon villains? We don't know, but they're like, we need to get this Cobalt X. We don't know what it is. It's a MacGuffin. That's all it is. And the only way to get it is it's being transported, but the transporting is, the plans are only told like an hour before it happens. So they need to plant a bug in the police station, but they can't. It's too heavily armed and secured. So the pickpocket's going to remove this like neck piece on a tie from the chief.
the tie bar.
The tie bar, and replace it real quick, which he does. But like when he gets it, he like turns around and goes like, oh yeah, and shows the stolen one. And it's like, dude, he's still on the same block.
But we have to see it.
But like have him turn the corner and do it and be like, oh yeah.
It's funny too because just like Takuya going after those people at the beginning where he's like speeding after them and like running away from cops, even though he normally would like pull over, right? If he's getting chased. Anyway, Akane, I believe is her name.
Yep.
The beautiful woman cop. She gets put under house arrest.
Yeah.
Which is like crazy punishment for this. Like, she's like, please don't fire me. My older brother was killed by the Iron Cross Army and I need to work as a police person. And so they're like, okay, we won't fire you, but you're suspended and we're putting you on house arrest.
Which is wild. And you forgot to mention the police, the chief is not like, oh yeah, we're just gonna put you on our house arrest. He's like, you're fired. And then Spider-Man's like, well, you're not gonna fire her, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, if Spider-Man doesn't want you fired, I guess we're not gonna fire you. He has so much pull.
So she is at home and she's like seeing that stuff's going down and she's like thinking about her brother and she's like, oh my God, would my brother would he stay home and just let this stuff happen? No. And even her other brother is like, no. So she like puts on her cop uniform and gets back out there, just like Takuya keep on riding his scooter, getting out there.
Yeah.
Even though it's against the law.
Yeah. And this is when we find out about the Cobalt X stuff. And a lot of people say, oh, Toei's Spider-Man is like off the wall, crazy, whatever. It makes no sense. It's campy, this and that. People say this as if they have never read a Spider-Man comic from the 70s because that shit is also so stupid. So I think we should stop saying the sensibility of this is any different than what America was doing with the Spider-Man property in the 70s, because it's still as dumb. Our friend the Fed, he's been on the show multiple times. That Fed, you might know him as. He's been reading like Spider-Man and Fantastic Four, like early run stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, the shit doesn't make sense. It's fun to read because it doesn't make sense, but it does not make sense.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not limited to just Spider-Man either.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, no, like Marvel throughout the 70s, like that was their most tumultuous time. Like when people talk about Marvel, it's usually the 60s, the 80s, and the 90s. You rarely hear, at least I rarely hear people be like, this 70s run fucking ruled, because I'll be talking about it on Walloping Web Snappers in the future. Like they had, I think, 8 or 9 editor-in-chiefs within that decade. Or I think it was like within a 5-6 year span. There were like, it kept changing.
well, I mean, even DC, because I'm thinking specifically of this like story of Superman, because I think the cover mentioned something about like Superman wearing a wig. And so I was like, the fuck? And then I opened it up to find like what part of the issue that's in. And it's like some sort of radiation makes him lose his hair. And so he tries to find different things to wear as a wig. And like, I think one of them was like a cat and one of them was a bird nest.
Yeah.
Like, comics back then were silly.
It sounds like a children's book.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you my hair?
Yeah.
I'll pitch that to Lance.
Okay.
I did write down when the police chief was berating her, he said, "You're a disappointment to the force." Spider-Man should have said, "Well, the force is a disappointment to the people."
That's right.
And the cop brother was an idiot. He should have just been like, hey, hold on, everyone. Let me grab this kid, then you can get back to shooting, okay? Grab the kid, then they start shooting. Make it like a parody.
You think that would have worked?
If it's in a parody movie, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if you tell bad guys that they're in a parody movie, they'll stop shooting for a bit.
Yeah.
Or I guess in a parody movie, how I would write that is like, hey, let me grab this kid. And they're like, well, no, wait. Both opposing sides were trying to shoot the kid. He's a very bad man. And the cop has to be like, okay. Yeah, my hands are tied again.
No.
The policewoman's bad at her job. We can all say that because all the police officers now were like, hey, we need to figure out where this man is off to, like what's going on. And they have the jump on him. They know where he's going. They're going to get not just him, but this car full of Iron Cross Army goons. But then she sees the guy and she's like, that's the man who escaped. Come here, sir, come here. And he starts running. So he's panicked, going to the car. The car full of Iron Cross Army people just mow him down. There are, I think, 10 people seen on screen get shot down to death in this episode. We got to do a kill count of this show. It'd be so aggressive. But she's just real bad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. She stops him, and then they find out that it's they have the listening device. They know that the Cobalt X is in danger. So she does a good job, and they know that that's where these people are heading, is to intercept this Cobalt X shipment. So then they go off to go find them, but it's too late.
Oh, yeah, they already grabbed it, but good thing Spider-Man is there to do.
That's right.
Maybe these are the most dangerous stunts of the season. The train stunts, maybe, but they're on a moving car and he's jumping around and throwing people off. Maybe when he's throwing people off, it is a close-up on it and the camera's moving, the truck is not. So maybe they are stationed and there's like foam and stuff on the ground that they're getting thrown into. I don't know. Still, these are dangerous because a man like crawls into the moving van from the moving car. It's dangerous.
I mean, I wouldn't try it.
You want to know what, guys? Try this at home.
No, James.
Do
you can't
it.
tell people that.
Oh, no, I'm saying try podcasting at home.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do that. Any old idiot can do that.
I was going to say, see if you can, you know? Oh, if any old idiot can do it, how come Larry the Cable Guy hasn't tried, okay?
You know that for a fact?
Yeah,
Yeah. Look into it. Look it up. Do your clicky. I wasn't serious. Don't do that.
You ever gotten revenge for a sibling?
I'm not a big revenge person. I think I kind of just, okay, listen. I guess my older brother was always like, he did the best at things. You know, he was just always the best. He's the most normal. He's the most accomplished of the siblings. Like, he's got a PhD, he has a house and a wife and kids and like everything. So when we went to Europe, he invited me on a trip to Europe and we were coming back from Switzerland. He actually had to fill out a police form and like talk to the police and have a laser pointer confiscated because they're illegal there. It's like considered a weapon, and he had just had it the whole time, not really knowing. So I guess seeing my brother get like in trouble in that way was kind of revenge.
Revenge for your sibling?
I thought you said revenge on.
No. So, like, I once, like, a kid beat up my brother, and then, like, we beat up that kid. That's getting revenge.
Very different from what I was talking about.
No, I've, my brother and I, and my sister and I, contentious. We could go on for days about how we got revenge on them, and they could probably do the same for me. Mm-hmm. My sister used to always call me a scrub, and it's like, dude, I'm 9 years old. Quit.
I used to put soap on my siblings' toothbrush when I was mad at them.
What?
Oh,
They never noticed.
Ew. That makes it worse.
How did they not notice?
I don't know.
The crest is feeling soapy today.
They're extra clean.
I never got revenge on, like, if I were a stereotypical brother, I would have been like, oh, man, all these dudes that are with my sister, man, I need to, like, teach them a lesson. But I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Who cares, you know? I'm also trying to sleep around, okay? It's kind of just the nature of the family I'm in.
I've been trying to think of ways I can get revenge on my father.
Yeah? Let's workshop some.
Well, it's harder now because he doesn't live in his house.
Yeah.
Anymore.
So you can't put soap on his toothbrush.
It's like,
You want to know what?
Yeah.
He seems like a person who is going to go and use your brother's toothbrush.
ew, no.
No, like he's like, oh yeah, man, I use your toothbrush. And once he starts doing that, you start like cleaning, like expressing their dog's anal glands with a toothbrush.
Ew.
And then he uses it and he's like, oh yeah, I'm using your toothbrush. And they're like, yeah, dog's ass used it too. And then he's like, no, you shamed me. And then he puts, like Baba Ganoush curse on you.
Ew. I always wanted to teepee his house, but you were like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no.
I thought about sending him like glitter bombs in the mail, but then I was like, then I have to spend money.
Yeah, not worth it.
Yeah, but now you got that money.
True. But again, like the only address I know, he doesn't live there anymore. So it's like if you opened it in the house.
No, this is what you do. You let your siblings know that it's being sent, and you say like they'll be like, hey, you got some mail delivered to your house. Please, like, don't make this. And then he opens it up and he's like, I got glitter bombed.
Yeah, or like he just hands it to him when they're somewhere else.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, but then that makes him an accomplice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's too complicit.
yeah, I don't want to bring other people into it.
I say you move back to Muskegon. You become like, on the board of the government, and then you start making legal actions. You start passing legislation
It's
that
illegal
affects
to
him
be
personally.
Kevin.
Oh, yeah. And good thing your cousin moved out to Colorado.
He's in Colorado, so it's fine. What else? No, we don't have to keep doing this. Oh, the other thing was like to just write his phone number like in bathroom stalls.
And say, for a bad time, call this number.
Yeah.
Because then people would call, be like, "Why? What bad time are you giving me?"
I think if you just wrote a phone number without anything, people would call it.
Send dick pics.
Write it and okay, so write the number and above it put call and ask for money.
Oh.
I think people would do it.
Yeah. All right.
Or say
People
like
love money.
Say like easy to phone scam. Write that number.
Well, yeah, then I was like, how do people like sign people up for Scientology shit?
Yeah, and you don't want to do that because the address gets signed up for it. Unless they have an email list and you know his email.
I don't.
It is crazy how, like, we've dedicated a lot, like, more time than one would expect to this subject on podcasts. Because I think on Engaged with Nicolas Cage, we've done this multiple times, too. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, it is wild that people could say, like, oh, what's this show about? And, like, what that, yeah, they also try to, like, figure out ways to, like, kind of punk one of their own dads.
I mean, but also because we just watched Mommy Dearest.
Oh, yeah, we watched Mommy Dearest.
So I was thinking about it.
No more wire hangers.
Yeah.
I'll be talking more about that this week on patreon.com/MLMpod. But before we get into that, R2, Nicole, any last thoughts on the episode?
No, glad Spider-Man was there to save the day. He thinks that at the end he says he thinks that Kane will be a good cop. I think that's sweet of him.
Yeah.
My only thing was that, like, I don't know, like, I thought this episode was gonna like criticize police enforcement more, which like it kind of does, but it also doesn't. Like, it's weird.
I mean, why would you think that from a 1978 television show?
I don't know, because he says, like, oh, you idiots, you're following the wrong guy. And then they, like, give her that weird punishment. And she's like, you know, you can't protest here. But then they're like, oh, cops are heroes.
Well, I mean, still at the end of the day, they did absolutely nothing.
True.
And all he's saying is like, yeah, she'll end up being a good cop, I guess.
All the cops really did was arrest Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of every single episode, whoever, like, whatever child he's with that has experienced trauma recently, he's like, they're gonna make it out of this okay.
Always traumatized children in this show.
Yeah. Shelby, thank you so much for hopping along with us. It's always a delight to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me once again.
Hey, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Oh, just keep your head up. Keep on living in this world. Be the best you can be. That can I plug that?
Yeah.
Yeah, also, you know, patreon.com/the Rom Complex, or just listen
That
to the
helps
Rom
too.
Complex wherever podcasts are found. Nicole?
First of all, I don't know, if you're looking to find a sharp object, people sell them as letter openers, because then it's technically not like a weapon. So if that helps you with your search. Also, you can visit darlinghomebody.com for all the things that I make. My tagline: stickers, pins, prints, and gifts for sweet and salty goths, gays, girls, and theys. And I'm on social medias. It's Darling Homebody.
Ooh, and guys, Wednesday, the 27th? R2, you got a calendar by you?
Yeah.
Or is it the 28th?
The 27th is a Wednesday.
Hey guys, thank you. Hey guys, Wednesday the 27th of November, that is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. You're not doing shit that evening. 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time, it's me, the Darling Homebody Shopping Network. I will be slanging Nicole's merchandise because Nicole, she doesn't got time for this, but I do. And every dollar made is a gift to Nicole. And every purchase you make is a gift to yourself. And every $1,000 we make is a gift I don't need to buy for Nicole because that counts as one of them. Okay? Even though I have spent, I don't know, like $500 on her Christmas birthday gifts.
Wow.
I'm excited about it.
Store credit isn't real money.
Store credit's not real money, guys. It's just time spent to gain Nicole all these cool gifts.
Yeah, I plan on offering like gift wrap this year. So
whoa.
hopefully, so you can
Cute.
like literally mail gifts to people
Heck yeah.
that are wrapped.
And more details to come on that. It will be 20% off the entire store minus shirts like usual.
Yeah.
And Nicole is going to get more information. You'll hear ads at the beginning of shows, and you'll be able to see more at darlinghomebody.com. Or no, Darling Homebody on Instagram and such. But my plugs, listen to my music under Marshland Monster. R2Shelby2's on a couple songs from The Dragon and the Monster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Listen to all that wherever music is found. Listen to Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling or Death to Squids on the Marshland Media podcast feed. Wherever you're listening to this, it is free to listen to. Sweaty Time Pro Wrestling, it's Sean and I watching Lucha Underground. And Death to Squids, like I said, Jose and I getting rip-roaring high, watching sci-fi action movies. We've gone through Trancers, Cyborg, Starship Troopers. We're going through Resident Evil. We've done the first 4, so the 5th and 6th are on their way, then Highlander. Will we do the animated series? We sure won't. That's too many episodes. It has like 3 seasons. No thank you. But head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday should be Corey and I discussing On This Existed, Mommy Dearest. It's been a long time coming to discuss that movie that was my mom and aunt's favorite movie as teenagers. I'm excited to discuss it. We have not recorded the episode yet, but last month was Magical Meatball Girls pilot episode 2. Nicole and I getting rip-roaring high, getting ready for when Spider-Man's done. We're going over to Magical Girl Anime, where we'll be discussing on Magical Meatball Girls, wherever podcasts are found, the Sailor Moon series. So be on the lookout for that. Go check it out on the Patreon, but $10 patrons also get bonus exclusive content every single month. I don't know what we're... Oh, Blade's Giving with Joe. We'll be watching some Beyblade, discussing it, eating frozen pizza, and not... But I mean, it'll be hot, but it was previously frozen. But $10 patrons also get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. The Waz, Orion, my Bickle brother in common law, Joshua, Jake, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, and Intro Void. Go check out his music. My mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate Shane. Twitch.tv/Core Winning. It's Core Win. From the Rom Complex, as well as Formulaic, a podcast and script writing, as well as this episode of Mostly Speaking Sentai and others. It's twitch.tv/R2Shelby2, and from Speed Radio as the podcast about all things Spider-Man. It's Zinny D, aka Tay, and I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Shelby.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Look at these comic piles, Pretty cool.
I love how they're stacked.
Yeah. Do you like
Columnal.
do you like the Dutch angle that we're at right now?
Yeah, it's making me feel unsettled.
Good.
Like something's slightly off about the situation.
Yeah. Like an anglerfish changed this whole room.
A Dutch one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
Dutch angler? Gimme. He's got a little lad who loves berries and creams curls to him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I can see it.
You got,
I see the vision.
He's got on wooden shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Always trying to get a nice deal.
Yes.
At least that's what
Tell
all the...
me more. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's single.
So wait, when you say he's trying to get a good deal, he's like angling for a good deal.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
an
that
angler.
too. There's just a huge Dutch population in Western Michigan, and people say that's why we're a test market for a lot of chain restaurants, because they will not buy something unless they're like, this is a good deal.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I love a deal personally.
Yeah. You want to know what? That's crazy how, the only places it's like, well, it's not uberly rich. Those are the only people who aren't trying to get a good deal because they're like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Even a lot of rich people love a deal. They're cheap.
Whoa.
Like they're busy spending their money on like yachts and stuff. So if they can get a deal at McDonald's, they're like, give me the coupon.
All right, gimme them coops. You guys ready to rock?
Ready and rockin' and reelin'.
Oh, yeah. And this is a review pulled from Letterboxd that relates. Ew, we got one of those freaky bugs. All right, well, we killed that freaky bug. We got to get, they're not like gross bugs, they're just freaky looking bugs.
Oh, like silverfish or something?
Maybe. He's being a good cat.
Yeah, he was
Now
playing
he needs
with
a treat. So like we gave both of them a treat for like getting a bug once, and now all they try to do is find bugs. They're just waiting around where like the back door is, where like a bug could crawl under, and just they sit and sit. They're little cuties.
Next step, they go out and find the bugs.
Oh, dang.
They're like, I'm tired of waiting for the bugs to come to me.
Yeah. And
let's get out there.
Just scientists are like, we don't know why, but the extinction of these bug species in Chicago is imminent. And Henry and Butter are just fat as hell now. I'll get back to I'll make a good cut and this will be a blooper. Nicole's, I think, having to give him a treat now.
Yeah, to a well-deserved treat for catching the bug.
It sucks that Butter might eat them. Henry does not.
Would you rather they get eaten?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hi, kitty cat. Hello.
With his hands? Wowzers. All right, I'm making a cut. Oh, yeah.